Sometimes when we are creating a user interface, it is nice to have the WYSIWYG that we would get with Action Text. However, sometimes all of those extra features of the markup isn't really wanted. Instead, we just need a simple text area or an input box where we can display our information. On some fields, like a name, that's not going to be too big of an issue. We can use a simple input box and we would get our desired functionality. However, when we get into something like a description, that becomes a little bit more complicated because there are chances that someone might get a bit wordy and they could potentially exceed the number of characters allowed for that particular field. And so in this episode, we're going to have a look at that particular use case where maybe we have a limit of 160 characters for a field. And as we start typing, we will see that it will automatically update the number of characters remaining, just as some kind of information or feedback to the user that they are about to exceed or approach the limit. And so as we are typing more, it'll change colors once we're getting down to a certain limit. And once we have reached the maximum, it won't allow us to type any additional characters. So we can create this record and it saves as we would expect. And there's a few different approaches to this that we're going to have a look at, both at the database level constraints. We're also going to be looking at the validations, the user interface or the form input, and then also the stimulus controller, where we can give some live feedback to the end users. And did you know that you can go to railsstore.com to get your own Ruby on Rails t-shirt or your Drift in Ruby t-shirt? To watch this full episode and more videos, visit driftinruby.com and subscribe to the Pro membership.